The paparazzi who stalked Britney Spears are not sorry.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Well, we have quotes and names.
Oh, well, the one guy was in the documentary, wasn't sorry.
Yeah, but he was a little bit like, such is life. Rick Mendoza says, you think I give a fuck about somebody getting up on the wrong side of the bed and don't want their photograph taken? I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really need to be doxing these people on our YouTube channel.
Randy Bauer said, that's where you got the pandemonium, that fever, because there were 6 figures potentially at the end of all that. Those things she'll forever be known for, that was her own doing. We were just there to document it.
That's super yikes. That's no good. That's no good. No good.
They were given ample time and opportunity to reflect.
Yeah. I'm feeling a very Alison Brie and Promising Young Woman energy right now.
Since they're so proud of their legacy, I kind of wanted it to be known.
Yeah.
So. Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
This is So I'm Watching This Show, your twice weekly pop culture podcast where we talk about movies, TV, music, and more. And as always, this is a spoiler show, so you have been warned.
Did we get scolded again?
No.
Oh, you hit it really hard that time. Okay.
I'm performing.
Oh, okay.
I'm good at my job. What are you gonna...
please.
On today's episode, we are going to talk about the new, I guess it's a Netflix movie. Yep. It was released on Netflix.
And it said presented by Netflix Presents.
But Netflix acquired it. It wasn't.
I don't know.
I think it was.
Maybe.
Well, we're going to talk about I Care a Lot.
Big deal maker.
I know what you do here. Your hustle. Look at all these cash cows on your wall just leaking money into your account. But Jennifer Peterson, she's off limits. She has very powerful friends who can make life uncomfortable for you.
How uncomfortable are we talking?
Do you care a lot?
Like in general as a human person?
Okay, sure. Let's go big. Let's go broad.
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
How about the movie?
I was actually kind of excited for it because I like all the people in it and it looked interesting and I thought it was going to be a little bit different, but I ended up kind of liking it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I kind of loved it, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
That is not to say I am...
So Kristen condones kidnapping
elder abuse.
Elders.
No, that is absolutely not to say I condone anything in this movie, but it is the type of thing where, for me, there are so many movies like this that star a man instead. Mm-hmm. And so in that sense, I really dig that this is like a female-based thing with just a total asshole at the middle with no redeeming qualities.
To add to that, it took me well into the movie to even think about that.
Yeah.
That's like, I didn't feel like I didn't feel like it was a point being made.
No. But it also is the type of thing where it's like she almost had to be a woman because I don't know that a court would believe a man in that scenario. So I don't know. I ended up thinking it was really, really interesting. It's obviously just horrible and dealing with awful circumstances, but I kind of dug it.
I found the beginning of this movie absolutely nauseating.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had to stand up, which I do frequently. I'm a pacer and I move around a lot. But I couldn't sit and watch it. It was too much. It was too upsetting. It's one of the more upsetting things I've ever seen. As a person, I have a relatively fragile worldview. It's not that it's fragile, but I have a balance.
Well, you also deliberately don't look for stuff like this.
I don't. I know it's there, and I can't.
You can't take all of it.
Yeah. I'll die. So... Like, I don't even like stories, like happy dog stories, where the dog gets saved. I'm like, because it makes me think of the dogs that don't.
What about the other dogs?
Yeah. So I found the beginning, it was so upsetting. Mm-hmm. And, we went through a similar situation with my dad's mother. My grandparents just went into a home. My grandmother died last summer.
Yeah.
And I am, in full sincerity, we just went through this thing with the Britney Spears documentary.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I care about Britney. She meant a lot to me. So it was really upsetting to a point that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I had decided I was going to just go into my room and let you tell me about it.
Oh, no.
And that's when the second element, which was the mafia, the
Peter
mob,
Dinklage.
that's when that kicked in. And once that kicked in, I was able to, it turns into a different movie.
Well, and they also, sort of disappointingly, they just like remove Diane Wiest from the story, which sucks because Diane Wiest is a national treasure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the stuff she got was good, and like her play on play with
if you can
Rosamund
make it
Pike.
to when the taxi driver shows up, then it becomes a different movie.
Yeah.
And I was definitely more intrigued by that movie.
Sure.
Also, there are few things in this world I loathe more than organized crime. I just, as a concept, I'm not interested in it. I don't find it intriguing. I think it's people. I am the opposite of Rosamund Pike in this movie. I don't believe in cheating and manipulating and lying and stuff. I mean, a little bit of tasteful chess is okay in the game of life, but no,
but straight up kidnapping
hurting
elderly
people,
people and stealing their money. That's not.
And so I don't do mafia. The few times that I've ever been interested in the mafia has been when you put, like, I don't know, Niecy Nash or Ellen Barkin in it.
Or a bunch of hot blonde guys.
On TNT the summers for the past few years. So I can get into it. And frankly, I actually love Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
And I really like Rosamund Pike. And so these players, once I got over the initial, shock of it all, I was intrigued by these people playing this game. And then a third element, it was a very aesthetically stylish movie.
Very, very.
If you can keep my interest with colors and shapes, and it's not distracting. Like it.
You just say that a lot. It's such a toddler thing. Like, ooh.
Look around.
No, I know.
Look around.
I know.
It added a pleasant element that I think the movie desperately needed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was like sort of the point of Marla, is that she just like wanted all of these like physical representations of the wealth, essentially. And so it's like you expect her to be very put together, and like that trench coat.
No, yeah, absolutely. And I'm all for a femme fatale.
Yeah.
But she's preying on the weak.
The weak, yeah.
I can't.
Which is
if
why
she wants to prey on men or other people on a level, like relative.
But I think that's why it's when she goes up against Peter Dinklage, it's so interesting, at least until the very last scene, because he is also a bad guy, but I think he's more sympathetic. Like he's a mobster, but
we don't see his crimes and we start seeing hers.
Yeah, and he just wants his mother back. And that's the type of thing where it's like I can have sympathy for him even though he's a criminal. She is just totally without remorse or anything. She's also just like going after it.
It's a total affront to the American dream. And it's like, I'm aware that for many people, the American dream is a crock, but it is just, it's ingrained in us to such an extent that it's like, we believe in justice. I mean, we believe that, sure, we find out that this woman, that Diane Wiest, is a mobster's mother.
Yeah.
But it was like, by all accounts, that's the only way, though, that Marla gets caught.
Yeah.
Like, this woman, from the start of the movie, did everything right. And here comes some nobody to come in and, like, shoehorn her into the. I found it vile.
It's totally vile.
But to a way that like
that.
it like upset me.
Yeah,
Like,
it didn't make me feel good. I know that this happens in real life,
which is the part. But the casting was good.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer once and I made the mental note that I was interested in it, and then I kind of expunged the details because I wanted to experience them in real time.
Yeah.
As it came, and so the Christmas scene, I kind of wish he popped up again. I guess he served as.
He did serve his purpose, but I do think there was space for him to have another scene or two. An underrated Chris, if ever there was one, I think, for sure.
It's not tall enough.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't either. And it's that the kind of
He feels like the kind of short that's powerful.
Yeah, because he doesn't care.
Yeah.
When they don't mind, that's when it's
He doesn't care.
that's an asset.
Yeah.
Climb you like a tree. No, because there was the shot where he was like kind of coming on to her a little bit, and she was like 5 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
I actually really responded to Alexi. I liked Alexi.
You don't say.
Well, he looks kind of like scuzzy and sickly at first, but
what did we say? Billy Magnuson and Crispin Glover had a blonde baby. Yeah, I mean, I know Billy Magnuson.
I was going to say those genes are dominant because I resisted the urge to immediately go for it because he was so shady.
Yeah.
And then finally we got like 2 or 3 scenes in when I realized he was in more than just that taxi part. I was like, I need to see this guy like for real, and it was nice.
It is.
I
nice.
enjoy.
Yeah.
Pleased to enjoy. And I was sad to lose him. He, to our understanding, survives the movie.
But I think he's in prison.
Yeah, which, I mean, probably for a few years and whatnot. So I wouldn't have minded a little bit of closure there, but I can also see how he would be inconsequential to other viewers. But he was interesting.
Yeah.
I think he was a good actor. He was very funny in the nursing home with Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah.
They were so creepy. And
they were just wearing these like Tommy Bahama clothes.
It was so uncanny.
It was really funny.
Isaac Gonzalez was good. They had good chemistry. I liked that they were lesbians without it feeling flashy or tawdry.
I didn't see it coming either.
Oh, I did.
Oh no, I didn't.
The second she walked in, I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Frankie. The fact that she doesn't get fridged felt like a breakthrough.
That's fair. Because I thought she was dead.
I thought for sure, yeah.
I thought like 5 people were dead at different points. Yeah.
Several points. She seemed to have a moral compass.
I mean, a bad one.
Well, I mean, she was ready to tap out. And you also believe she was in love with.
Yeah, she wanted out as soon as she heard the words Russian mob. She was like, give her back and let's go and just take the sack of money that they want to give you and it's fine. And it was Marla all along that was like, no, we don't know that they're going to kill us. And I was like, they're definitely going to kill you.
We have seen that character before, but it's always male. There was something about, and that line, that was a fantastic line where he was like, you're not afraid of dying. And she was like, do you remember 1805?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we weren't born. And she was like, exactly. Yeah. I imagine death will be the same.
It's going to feel the exact same.
And there was something about it that was kind of like,
yeah.
Interesting.
It is an interesting thing to think about.
For me, like the further away we got from the elder abuse, the better I was with the movie.
Yeah, but then we really went back and doubled down on the elder abuse.
I think maybe I was in denial.
And just by the end.
Like I was like, well, they're taking care of these people.
No.
Something couldn't get that big.
It could.
Are you telling me that major corporations that run the world are evil?
They're facilitating crime? Yeah.
Surely not the General Electric? The Disney Corp company?
Amazon?
It was interesting. It was interesting. And, I don't know that I'll ever get to a place where I will say that, oh my God, I loved that movie or whatever. But considering how I felt at the beginning, I felt a lot different at the end.
Yeah.
Also, I think the end was brilliant.
Me too.
I read something on Twitter that led me to believe that she got her comeuppance. And the whole time I was trying to figure out what it could possibly be.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming.
And because if it was at the hands of the Russian mob, I mean, sure, it would have been great that she got like killed hard or whatever.
Yeah.
But that even itself is kind of like, but they're not good. Like, why do I want them to win?
I dug so hard that scene with her and Peter Dinklage after he's like wakes up as the Jane or the John Doe and he just is like, I could give you $10 million, but what if we do this instead? And I was like, oh my God.
I did like her pitch to him when she asked for the 10 million and he was like, why the fuck would I give you 10 million?
Yeah.
And I liked that she had a plan.
Yeah.
I liked that and so there was a part of me where I was like, maybe the preying upon the weak and the helpless was a fluke. Like maybe that was like maybe if we can just focus her in a more productive way.
Productive way. Point her at something
her sociopathy.
good. Yeah.
In a more constructive manner.
Sure.
I was kind of playing those games with it. And again, like I said, it was fascinating getting to see Rosamund Pike and Peter Dinklage play these roles.
Yeah.
Okay, I love Peter Dinklage, and I think he's very handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they do this to him?
Well, I didn't.
What was the beard?
I didn't like the beard, but the hair was working for me.
It was okay.
He had like a ponytail.
Yeah, but it was like pointy. I don't know. I felt like it was not necessary.
He is handsomer than this movie leads you to believe.
Yeah, and
sure.
I mean, obviously he's a little person, and so it's like, just let him be handsome sometimes. Like, we don't always have to be like adding.
I think he's handsome a decent amount of the time.
I mean, he is in 30 Rock, but
he's handsome as Tyrion sometimes.
Tyrion's presented in such a manner, especially in the beginning.
Fair.
But regardless,
give Peter Dinklage a rom-com.
I'm not saying no.
I'm not being like funny. I'm being
that
serious.
Netflix rom-com cinematic universe that we keep talking about.
Sure.
Just give us the money, Netflix. You have it.
We know you do.
So anyways, the ending, the fact that it's unrelated entirely to the mob, and that it is her punishment for her original sin.
Yeah.
I think
I love it.
It was pretty brilliant. I do think I like this ultimately.
Yeah.
It's a pill to swallow.
It is totally sickening at the beginning, but you're right. Once you hit that one benchmark, or
if you can get past that.
Yeah, once you hear the words Russian mob, you're in a different type of movie. And I think that's very interesting. And Diane Wiest does a good hopped up on the good drugs performance.
It was fun.
It's pretty fun. I love Diane Wiest.
Another reason why I can't fuck with this lifestyle is because, like, I feel like everybody thinks that they're Rosamund Pike and I'm an Alicia Witt. Like, if I were to ever, I would totally be the...
Sure. Well, there's the other thing, too. It's like...
I was so glad that she died.
To be honest, I'm like the judge. I would just get taken under by it. I would
that
just
would
be like,
me.
Just like the hapless judge who's just like, well, as long as you think you can care for them.
As long as she brought me Turkish Delight.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, but that's the other thing for me about this movie and so many characters like this, which again are usually men, where they're always just like one last big score. And I'm like, I feel like, when do you get out? She's got all of these, symbols of wealth, and it's just like, you have to be living a comfortable life. She has a BMW. Aizen Gonzalez has like some other really nice car. They live in a brownstone, like a really nice, like 4-story brownstone. You've got all these clothes and all these shoes and all this jewelry. When is enough enough?
Diane Wiest's house was so beautiful.
Cute. I loved it.
And they just ruined it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They painted all the beautiful colors off the wall, and they sold her that really nice writing desk that was so beautiful. And at that point, I almost was like, when do you like skim off the antiques from these people? Like, do you not keep any of the antiques from these people? Because if I were that shitty, I would keep that desk. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know. That is my biggest concern, though, is like, when is enough enough? Like, how long do you have to perpetrate these crimes until you're satisfied? And I just feel like, I don't know. It feels like the type of thing for me. What?
I went to Hamilton.
Oh, satisfied. I just feel like if I were committing a crime, I would do it until I had like a number. You know what I mean? Like, I would go in and be like, I'm only doing this until I hit this number.
It's be gay and do crimes. It's not be gay, do crimes, quit while you're ahead.
Well, and maybe
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's just something I don't have inside me, because even when I go, like when we gamble, like when we were in Vegas, I was like, I had $100, I gambled $100, and I came out even, and I was like, that's the best I could have asked for from this trip, and I didn't gamble anymore.
I made some money.
Yeah.
And then I took us to see Peep Show with Holly Madison.
You did, that's right.
Which her biopic is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Peep Show was great.
Peep Show was great.
But they're making, I think it's a limited series.
Oh.
And it's Samara Weaving is playing Holly Madison. I'm so excited.
Very good.
So, yeah.
I thought the diamonds were maybe one step too far. Just because they didn't end up really playing into anything. It was kind of odd that they would just like kept talking about these diamonds. But I guess it was the first clue that there was something shady about Diane Wiest.
Well, he said split them 50-50.
Yeah.
So
He was like, who gives a fuck about the diamonds? Which was pretty great.
Fair. Before we go on, I did want to say that if you are not currently watching us on YouTube, what are you doing? And if you, but if you are not, to join us over there at youtube.com/so I'm watching the show, where we are watching WandaVision and Drag Race and Riverdale Wednesdays and Friday nights. We usually get them up that night around midnight, so you can watch along with us over there. And please go subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're halfway there. And also like and rate and review. It helps. And if you want to support us on Patreon, we have a Patreon page at patreon.com/so I'm watching. Is that what we decided?
I think it's So I'm Watching This Show, but you can link out from our website, which is soimwatching.com.
Mm-hmm.
I really tripped over that one.
Show I'm Watson.
Show I'm Watching.
I need to go to showimwatson.com. So, I wanted to throw that in there, but then I hijacked your thing in the meantime.
Other than what he said, you can follow us on Twitter at So I'm Watching or Instagram at So I'm Watching This Show. Like he said, just rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And that's it for us. Bye.
Satisfied.